Morning, Bones.
Morning, Padre. What's on the plate today?
Well, it looks like the one thing that's happened over the weekend, and there's not a lot of information out about it, but there is some misinformation. The meeting between Russia, India, and China in their summit, and what Donald Trump has had to say about it. So have you read anything on that?
I read a little bit. I'm familiar with the subject of what happened over there, and I didn't see what Trump had to say though. I don't know what it is that he had to say.
Well, apparently, uh, Russia, China, and India had a little summit where they're trying to create their own little new world order. And the original comment I'd heard 2 or 3 days ago, well, it came out, the news was saying that President Trump was conspiring with Russia, China, and India for this new world order. The comment he had made, if you want to see how things can get twisted, the comment he had made is my warmest regards to these world leaders, even as they conspire against the United States.
Wow. Um, that's a pretty strong statement for the U.S. I would say.
Well, that's
You
the way
know.
I see it. It's to me, it's kind of a veiled threat. It's hey, good luck, guys. Warmest regards to you, even though I know what you're doing, but I'm
Right.
not nervous about it. I'm not going to turn around and
Yeah.
fire back at you. I'm not going to talk shit on you. Warmest regards.
And of course, the media is going to turn it another way. You know,
Mm-hmm.
flip it upside down and beat the hell out of it. Um, but I don't believe that that's what Trump intended in the statement. I think it's more along what you had said that we're not afraid of you. Go ahead, have your meeting, do what you need to do to feel warm and fuzzy, but we're ready for you whenever you're ready to.
Right. I'm still at the table when you want to come back and negotiate and get it together. A little more was clarified just today. President Trump speaking on this issue because there has been a lot of backlash on that statement and things being misconstrued. So today, what Trump actually posted looks like we've lost India and Russia to the deepest, darkest China. May they have a long and prosperous future together. And he posted that on his social media, accompanied by a photo of the three leaders together in China. Again, this is going to be misconstrued as, may they have a long and prosperous future is what's going to be focused on as if he is on their side. When the
Yeah,
reality
CNN.
is,
Yeah, CNN's probably going to have a heyday with that. So y'all better get on the internet, start learning how to speak Chinese.
yeah, yeah,
Mm.
they're gonna completely ignore the opening line. Looks like we've lost India and Russia to the deepest, darkest China. So, he's saying, "Hey guys, we know what you're doing. Good luck to you." If I was going to paraphrase what's going through Trump's head in my mind is, we still hold all the cards.
Yeah, maybe we ought to do another flyover with a F-35.
Yeah. So that was one of the things that kind of hit the news this weekend. Again, still not a lot of information out about it. I mean, you can read into what's going on, but I think they're still digging for what the complete fallout of that meeting would be. Something that we'll keep an eye on, I'm sure. Uh, Another little bit of news. We made another strike against the drug cartels this week, I understand.
Yeah, they blew a boat out of the water just south of the Florida coastline. You know, it's pretty well out in the ocean, quite a ways away from Florida, but that's where it was headed, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And what I read about is they knew who was on the boat and what was on the boat, you know, and it wasn't gonna land on US soil, which I think is, you know, looking at it, I'm not, you know, at first I wasn't sure whether I liked it or not, but
Mm-hmm.
that's a good way to prevent or detour the drug traffic coming in. And I can't remember what country they said it was coming from. Can't remember.
Um,
But
the
from anywhere in the world, you know, we don't need the dope. We don't need the dope here in the U.S. There's too much of it already.
exactly. And one of the things, as I was reading into that, so it was a Venezuelan drug boat
Venezuelan boat, yeah.
in the southern Caribbean, resulted in the deaths of 11 individuals on board. The operation was announced by Trump and aimed at transnational drug organization known as Tren de Aragua, which is designated as a foreign terrorist organization by the U.S. government. It raised questions regarding legality and the broader implications for U.S. actions in the regions and heightened tensions with Venezuela and the ongoing efforts to combat drug trafficking. So, again, yes, I agree with the strike. Let's keep those drugs from coming in. Uh, but it did heighten tensions because now they're wondering why we sent military into that area. And it looks like there is kind of a buildup of military in that area. So now they're questioning the legality of it. Obviously, they're gonna question it, but it was the U.S. military that made the strike.
Yeah, you know, and the way I see it, you know, is President Trump decided to make the Democrats support the drug cartel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's going to take some more money from their pocket. And it's cool because you can get on the internet, you can watch the live bombing and the strike of the boat.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think was the president. I watched a clip of I think it's the president of Venezuela saying it was a direct uh, act against Venezuela, which it wasn't. It was against the drug cartel and that particular drug gang and their boat. That's what the
right,
attack was.
right. That was the only thing that was hit. It's what was targeted, and that's what it, you know. But they are saying it's a murky legal issue if it was justified as being against a foreign terrorist organization, or whether it was a military strategic attack. Um,
Well, there was some strategy involved, but I don't believe it could be considered military. It was it was to stop that drug boat coming in here from Venezuela that was carrying narcotics. You know,
exactly. But again,
so
you know, things are going to be misinterpreted. Things are going to be slanted in their view, as all subjects. You know, it's going to be twisted up. Another interesting twist that I'm finding, and I've seen things along the lines of it quite a bit recently, but the biggest one, of course, with the NFL starting up, Taylor Swift wanted a contract to perform at the Kansas City Stadium at all their games if she could promote LGBTQ plus. To which Patrick Mahomes said, "Get that out of here."
wow,
The Kansas City
good for
Chiefs,
Patrick.
the Kansas City Chiefs organization agreed and said, "We are not going to recognize Pride Night. This is about football." Uh, Other teams followed suit. The Dallas Cowboys followed suit, saying, "We're not recognizing those nights. We're done with the political agendas.
Nice.
This season is going to be about football.
Well, if they continue that way, I mean, I'm from the blood and guts days
Right.
uh, of football. So if they continue that trend, I may get back into watching NFL.
Yeah,
Um,
it has gotten so politicized, and now they're bucking against it. Now I want to make a point here because you also have Snoop Dogg saying he's not going to recognize any pride stuff at his concerts. You've got Jelly
nice.
Roll saying, I'm not recognizing any pride things at my concerts for the same reason. This is about the music.
Yeah. And
Now,
then they're from two different sides. One's rap and the other is kind of a country, modern country type person. You
mm-hmm.
know, Snoop Dogg has been anti-Trump or anti-MAGA, yet he's saying that he doesn't want the LGBTQ or Pride stuff at any of his concerts. Um,
So
what does what does that mean? What does that
this
tell
is
you?
where I think things are getting misconstrued because I think you're going to have people that are big supporters of the LGBTQ plus community saying, "Oh, these guys are anti-pride," which is not the case. I haven't heard a single statement come out in regard to any of this saying we don't support, we are anti-pride, we're against it. What they're saying is, look, this is my music. This is about me and what I do. This is our stadium, our football game. It's about football. This is not about politics. Keep your politics. Don't piggyback off of our fame and what we've created to support your agenda. We're not
Right.
anti. We're just not going to allow you to piggyback off of what we have to support your movement.
Yeah, if they wanted to get a platform, they could call The View or talk to Taylor,
Well,
you
certainly.
know.
If Taylor
Uh,
Swift wants to support that during her concerts, by all means, that's
yeah,
her right. And I have
yeah, you can
no
you
issue
can do
with
that.
that. But
No.
but you're not going to bring your political view and piggyback off the Kansas City Chiefs. You're not going to bring your
Yeah,
political view and piggyback off of Snoop Dogg's concert. If he wanted to promote that, he would promote it. Not
right.
again, not that any of these folks are anti,
You know, right. Um,
which is how
and
it's going
you
to be
hear
viewed.
like Jelly Roll promotes. I've seen some of his concerts. I haven't been to one, but he promotes sobriety and being clean and sober in his concerts, which is a good cause. That's
Right.
his cause. That's his concert. That's what he wants to do.
Exactly.
Snoop Dogg, on the other hand, has his own agenda in his concerts, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and he picks and chooses what he supports, which is okay.
Yeah.
Let him do it.
It's his
Um,
right.
one of them being the use of cannabis.
Exactly.
He
And,
can.
and
He said that Willie Nelson was the only dude in the U.S. that ever outsmoked him. So stuff like that. I mean, if they want to do that, that's fine. If they don't want to have the political of whatever else in there, that's up to them. That's their concert. I agree.
and I agree with that too. And again, I think so many people are going to misconstrue it as they are anti. And no statement has been made by any of them that we're anti this. It's just that's not what we are about.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be like promoting Volkswagens out of the Cadillac dealership.
Exactly. Exactly.
Like,
So so all of these things, that we've hit on today, they're all things that the press can take statements, that people can take sides. They're all going to be issues that are going to be viewed controversially. Uh, let's get to the reality of it, folks. Trump isn't backing Russia, China, and India, but he's not afraid of them. Uh,
right,
he
right.
recognizes what they're doing, and trust me, he's going to have a plan for any action that is taken against the United States. uh,
Right.
the bombing of the drug boat in Venezuela, uh, we're taking out a cartel. People are twisting it and saying it's a military action and that we're threatening war. That was never the intent. The intent of this government from the get-go has been we are not going to allow illegal immigrants and illegal drugs to enter our country. What better way to do it than to strike them when you get the intel on where they're coming from? Don't let them hit our shores. Uh, the LGBTQ and pride stuff, people not going to recognize it in their venues. People are going to see that as anti-LGBTQ plus. That's not what it is, folks. It's just not what they're about.
Right. Right. Misquotations and taking segments of conversations and blowing them out of proportion, has been the norm for the media and other platforms.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to caution people about it, and remember that one thing in the original Bible, it's quoted that Jesus tied his ass to a tree and walked 10 miles. And if I
Thereby
just take that,
proving, thereby proving
yeah,
that human flesh is the most flexible substance in the world.
yeah, you said it. You said it. That's exactly what it is. Um, but, you know, that being said, I just want everybody to stay positive and, think for themselves and get all the information.
Absolutely. So from PadreHavoc&Bones, that's our view on it. If you've got a differing view, by all means, we'd love to hear it.
Indeed. Thank you, everybody.